Hey all, welcome to Sharetreck. This is Raj here. Friends, I must confess that I felt a bit burnt out because I've been focusing heavily on creating a couple of videos every day for the last year plus, and I needed a little bit of intellectual break from doing research on HIV and looking at NASDAQ and the really difficult charts. And I guess most of you must be feeling the same way after looking at the difficult position the markets have put us in a roller coaster. So I thought, let's do something different. So you would have seen in our channel, I did a bunch of shorts explaining what is DNA, what is chromosomes, how are chromosomes packed into the cell. I'm going to continue on the series of shorts so that in 1 minute you can learn a concept, build on one upon the other, and you'd be very literate on genomics by the end of all of those series. And for me, I learn much better when I'm trying to teach, and that's how I'm looking at these shorts, as a teaching opportunity. So I have to do enough research in order to be confident to present a concept, and that goes into my brain and it will never get away from there. So it's making me better with every one of those shorts. So that's one of the good things that happen. The other thing I thought I would do for distraction is to look at synthetic biology, because I came across an industry report which says synthetic biology industry is going to grow with leaps and bounds. And we are looking at really huge figures, and we don't want to miss that out. So I thought if we are going to invest in synthetic biology, we better understand the industry. So this mini-series is going to present all the things that I learn as an investor, as I do research into this topic. And the knowledge level is just going to be enough for us as investors in synthetic biology. We'll know just enough. Our breadth and depth of understanding is going to be just sufficient so that we can invest in confidence. So with that said, friends, welcome to this new mini-series on synthetic biology. Let's get started. Welcome back, friends. In this video, I'll provide you an overview of what the remaining 5 episodes of the mini-series will cover. I'll attempt to keep each episode length to between 15 to 20 minutes. And of course, I would like to have your feedback after you watch the first episode. Please make sure you give me a feedback whether the length is too much or if I could make it shorter, and if the depth is too much and if I could reduce the depth, I can do those things. Some episodes could be slightly longer depending on the complexity of the topic, or having to explain a concept to have a logical break so that it can stand alone by itself. So with that said, I'm going to show you how this mini-series is structured. So let's get started. This is how I have structured the course. The first episode is going to be Introduction to Synthetic Biology, and in this, what I'm going to talk about is what is synthetic biology, what are the goals of synthetic biology, how synthetic biology combines engineering and biology, and I'm going to talk about potential applications of synthetic biology, the historical context of synthetic biology. That will be part of episode 1. And then we go on to our episode number 2, which is going to be about DNA and genetic engineering. And I'm also, in this particular episode, I'm going to talk about structure and function of the DNA, the principles of genetic engineering and gene editing. I'm also going to talk about overview of gene editing tools and techniques. And the next item I'm going to talk in this episode is going to be about the benefits of genetic engineering. And I will also be providing you some examples of genetic engineering applications that are actually happening in the field as we right now, like monetized applications which are actually delivering results. After this, we go on to episode number 3, where we're going to talk about building blocks of synthetic biology. And the points that I'm going to cover in this particular episode are going to be what are genetic circuit and modules. I'm going to talk about design and construction of genetic circuits, components of genetic circuits such as promoters, operators, and reporters. Friends, these concepts may seem a bit complex right now, but they are not. They are pretty simple, and our depth of coverage is not going to be so deep. Anybody can understand these things, so I'll make sure it's a very, very simple explanation. Apart from this, I'm also going to give you some examples of genetic circuits and their applications in real life, things like biosensors and gene therapies and so on. And finally, I'll be talking about challenges and limitations of building genetic circuits. So that kind of rounds up our episode number 3. And then we go on to episode number 4, where we're going to talk about applications of synthetic biology. And in this particular episode, I'll be covering current applications of synthetic biology, such as creating biofuels, drug discovery, bioremediation. These are things that are already happening. And then I'm going to be talking about potential future applications of synthetic biology, such as creating new materials, developing sustainable agriculture, and so on. And of course, benefits and limitations of synthetic biology applications, as well as example of successful synthetic biology projects. And we'll touch upon briefly the risks and ethical considerations of synthetic biology applications. That will kind of round off our episode number 4, after which we go on to episode number 5, which is going to be around ethical, legal, and social issues in synthetic biology. And in this particular episode, I'll be touching upon topics surrounding ethical issues surrounding synthetic biology, such as potential misuse or environmental impacts. I'm also going to be talking about legal and regulatory landscape of synthetic biology, social implication of synthetic biology, such as impact on society, economy, jobs, and so on. And of course, I'll also be touching upon best practices for responsible research and development in synthetic biology, as well as future consideration and implication of synthetic biology for society. So this is what I have planned for this mini series. So it will just be five part, and with every episode, when I get feedback from you, I'll refine this further so that it's more in tune with what you're looking for. As mentioned earlier, I'm looking at this as an investor wanting to understand the field of synthetic biology. We need to have continuous learning. Whether you are just a automobile enthusiast who's tuning your engine, you can change your spark plugs, carburetor can be cleaned, etc., etc. You have all that knowledge. But now you find that you are going to learn about electric vehicles and how they work, electric motors, storage batteries, and so on and so forth. Same thing is happening to doctors also. From prescribing small molecule medicines, they have to get into genomics and synthetic biology. They have to upgrade their knowledge and skills. So it's going to be the same for us as investors as well. We cannot invest in an industry that we do not understand. That's another reason why we have to learn about synthetic biology. And the industry is only going to keep on growing bigger and bigger in size, and we don't want to miss the opportunity. So that's all the reasons why I'm learning. And since I'm learning, the byproduct is that I can make this mini series and bring it to you. This will help you also to learn the field. And if any of you have experience in synthetic biology field and have knowledge, please reach out to me through the comment section or through the email, which is found in our YouTube banner. We can collaborate and bring a much more informative series of videos for our viewers. As I said, this industry is only going to grow with every passing year and will be a sector of the economy that we cannot afford to miss. So please press the subscribe button if you're not yet subscribed, and press the notify button so that you get reminded whenever I drop a video. I'm going to drop a video on this mini series, an episode every Sunday going forward. So please don't miss it. Thanks for all your support so far, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.